Everybody got a picture? Yep. All right, cool. All right, so I saw some good stuff and some bad stuff. The first thing we're going to go over is stance. So stance, our job with our stance is to mitigate the recoil of the gun. So when we fire, bullet goes this way, equal and opposite reaction, the gun's going to come back this way. So we need to use our body or our shooting platform to mitigate that. So we need to have a stance that's going to accomplish a couple of things. You need to be mobile, stable, and balanced. So we want to be well balanced. We want to be able to move side to side. So if we're standing up straight or we're like this, we're not really able to do that. We have to then bend and go. And then also, in order to battle that recoil, we want to have a forward center of gravity. So I saw a lot of people standing up. You were kind of leaning back a little bit. You want to be knees bent, hips out, leaning forward like this. So everybody got ears on? So if I take one shot, stance really doesn't matter as much because I'm standing upright as well as one shot. If it's like a hard target or something really far away, you may want to be up more here like this so you're a little bit more stacked with the skeletal alignment. But if I take, to shoot into the berm, I go one shot, no problem. But if I go a few shots, I'm exaggerating a little bit, but you get what I mean. The gun is going to rise up. Whereas if I'm in a good stance and I'm here, staying flat, my body's not moving. Even if I move back a tiny bit, I'm returning right back. So the sights are going to return right back to the target every time. If we're doing some precision stuff and it's just one shot, yeah, it's perfectly fine to stand like this. Now, when I saw a couple things when it came to how you guys were gripping the gun, that could use a little bit of improvement as well. A couple things when we're talking about grip is we want to achieve two major principles. We want leverage over the firearm, and we want friction on the gun. So what I mean by leverage is, again, that analogy where we're in space and that gun is fired, it's coming straight back. My hand is what induces muzzle rise because I'm introducing a pivot point. So we want to get real high leverage on the gun to minimize that muzzle rise. If I'm grabbing the gun down low here, there's a lot of space for that gun to flip up. So we want to get high and tight right up under that beaver tail or the tang of the pistol. You want to actually feel pressure from this pushing down on the webbing of your thumb. That's how high you want to be with your firing hand. With your support hand, you want to also be real high. So if you put your thumb up, you kind of got like the state of Florida right here. So if we take our support hand, cant it slightly, and cover up all that high on the slide. So if my trigger finger is indexed on the slide, my support hand thumb is about the same height. If I'm down here, there's a lot of room for the gun to move laterally. And I saw one of you guys had your thumb down here and then your support hand over your thumb. That creates a lot of space under here for the gun to move around. We want to try to get as much of a vise on the gun as possible. When we're talking about pressure on the gun, we want to have C-clamp pressure. We want to be putting pressure on the front strap and the back strap. We don't want these three fingers to be squeezing the left side of the frame because right now I got front and back strap pressure. If I go and squeeze this like a sponge, the barrel of the gun is going to cant to the left a little bit. So a lot of times with new shooters, they're squeezing with their hand as hard as they can. And so they'll be going to the left a little bit. And then also a lot of times they'll try to anticipate that recoil. So they'll be low left. So if you're shooting low left, it's a good chance that you're anticipating the recoil and you're squeezing with the three amigos. The pressure that you can put with this is bullshit compared to the pressure that you're going to get with your support hand. So don't worry about these three fingers at all. You want all that support hand pressure. Secondly, we want to have what's called nutcracker pressure on the back strap of the gun. So if you put your hands together like this and go like that, this is the jaws of the nutcracker. With a full-size heavy gun, just with the nutcracker pressure, I can fully control this weapon. So when we press out and we push the gun out, we want to be putting pressure from here into here, which is going to give us really good control along the back side of the gun. And then finally, the top part of the frame is we want to do what's called a clamshell, where like a clam, you want to be trying to touch this part of your hand to this part of your hand through the frame of the gun. again, just by using the clamshell, I can hold the gun without problems. So the way that we do the nutcracker is by extending the arms and pushing the palms. The way we do the nutcracker is kind of by just lifting the elbow slightly, and you'll feel that pressure build along the top of the frame. Now, we don't want to over-exaggerate, because if we over-exaggerate, lift the elbows too high, now we're breaking the principle of friction. So then we're losing that friction on the gun. Okay, so that's proper grip. So everybody, let's go dry, and we'll do a couple presentations where we're just focusing on the grip. So we're going to come around, and I'm going to kind of go in between your arms and see if I can break apart your grip and see if you're putting the good nutcracker pressure on. Okay? All right, so dry. Everybody cleared. Show buddy check. Show the guy to your left and your right that your gun's clear. Did you clear it?
Mm-hmm.
Let's see. Okay. All right, so we want the firing hand up nice and high. We want to put a thumb up on the firing hand. Put that thumb up, even higher like you're hitchhiking. And now slide this all up and through there. Really high as you can get it. And then just gently rest that thumb. We don't want to be pushing too much with our thumbs. Because if you push too hard with your thumb, if you push too hard with your right thumb down, you're going to end up breaking your grip. And if you push into the frame with your left thumb, you may shank the shots to the right if you're a righty shooter.
So yeah. I don't know how to not wrap my fingers around because this is thin.
Well, wrap the fingers around, okay, but relax them.
Push here instead of here.
Yeah, you want to be clamping like this on the gun, and then just kind of relax those, and let this hand push into those fingers to clamp the grip down.
Got it.
Yeah.
Okay, so pushing there.
Yeah.
Okay.
And then this part of your palm is going to come up here, and you're going to squeeze this way and push there together. So kind of like the nutcracker. Yeah, that looks good. Yeah, that's a nice grip.
Yeah, so
you can get a little higher up under there.
In the right spot, so.
You can get a little higher up under there. Yep. Okay. So then present the gun out, and then pull this thumb off, put this thumb up a little bit higher, and now you're going to take the support hand. You're going to let me adjust this a little bit higher up like that, and then just boom, bang, right there. That's perfect.
Like that. Okay.
Okay, good. All right, put a magazine in. Let's go ahead now with the proper stance and the proper grip. Take 10 more shots. So I want you to go through a checklist in your head after every single shot. Think, do I have C-clamp pressure? Do I have nutcracker pressure? Do I have good leverage? Do I have good friction? Try to get this thumb up under the trigger guard. I mean, not your index finger, yeah. You want to feel that pressure, yeah. Relax for a second. Take your finger off the trigger, but put the gun back out. Put the gun back out. Take your finger off the trigger, though. So put this thumb up, and then you can slide this. Put the thumb up high. Put this part right there. So slide this hand forward more. Yeah.
Okay.
That's perfect. Because you don't want to have much space in through here. You want to have your
this
palms
feels better
wedged.
Anyway. Yeah.
Yeah. You'll have much more control. Yeah. And now focus on your stance. Yeah. Knees bent, offset sagger. Push your butt out. Lean into it. That's good.